Hello guys, and congratulations! We are here. This is what I would like to call graduation day. And so we are pretty much, this is the last video for this series, Campfire Writing for Beginners. So the last video we went over creating manuscripts and arcs. So now let's say that we finished writing a book. And now it is time to publish said book. Now, some of the many things that you're going to be asking are, what are the benefits of publishing through Campfire? Well, just to let you know, that when you publish through Campfire, you are creating an electronic book. Unfortunately, they do not do traditional, but you can format your book to become, if you want to publish traditionally, like have a physical copy or paperback, you can use their format in publishing to create that. So you can submit it to a company that does actually make physical books of your story, and you can do it that way. All right, so first and foremost, before you publish your book, you have to compile it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Publish tab, click on it, and go to Compile for export. So on the left-hand side, you have the contents that is needed for your book. You have your front matter, which is everything in the front. You have the body, which your chapters are in. And you have the end, where you have anything like your bio and all that stuff that you want to fill in. So, and then you have the book, pretty much what you're filling out. You have style settings. So again, whatever format that you want, this is what they have for you. Again, this is based on what you want. Do you want a novella? Do you want a trade paperback or a US trade? So it's already customized to the settings and the font size that they deem, worthy. Again, based off of your choice. So let's go with the classic. And again, I'm going to keep all of this because I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to keep it as is. You have the option of a PDF or an EPUB, however you want it. So, and then here, this is where you export when you fill out everything. Here is the preview. This gets to show you what it looks like during various formats, from a tablet, your mobile, and then of course, physical paperback copy. So, let us go ahead and I'm going to break it down. So when you click on title page, see, I filled out the title page. It shows my credit. And then, of course, this would be like show publisher information if I had a publisher. And all of that you would find in the copyright and metadata. So here, of course, this is where you'd be, filling out the information. So Knights of Iran, Volume 1, first edition, year of publication, me. I created a book cover, and then here's the metadata, and here's the metadata for the EPUB, where you have book description, the subject, English. If you bought an ISBN, this is where you would go to fill it out. Anyone who was a part of this and who played that role, you would put this here. And then, of course, whatever publisher that you are with, this is the information that you would fill out. And when you do, it will be under here in the very front. Clauses. Of course, Campfire was kind enough to fill out the basic clauses that come with books. Of course, if there's anything else that you want to add, you can add additional clause and fill it out here. Or, of course, check off these and it will be placed in your thing. So as you can see in the preview, I have my copyright, all rights reserved, and which includes work of fiction and moral rights. They're all placed in here. All right, so now table of contents. Table of contents, of course, is like in all books, it has a list of your chapters. As you can see in the preview, it tells, and it has already set up the page for you based off the words, any extra pages. Then you have forward, dedication, and acknowledgement. So if you wanted to, add anything, foreknowledge, same thing. This is all stuff that you would fill in to where, if there's anything that you want to dedicate to, you want to thank somebody, this is where you would go. And right now I am right clicking to remove those contents. So left click to select, right click to remove. The body is pretty much your chapters. So, and here you have the selection to how you want it, the spacing, the font size, and then how do you want your headers and subheaders to look. So, let's see. Yeah, so see, this is what I want my chapter 1 to look like. If not, you can just adjust it accordingly. Of course, back matter. This is if you want to put your picture in, have a bio, and all of your social media links, so that way people can stay in touch with you and support you in any of these platforms. And just stay tuned. So this is pretty, and then of course, if there's anything else that you want to add, like acknowledgement, once again, instead, if you don't want to add it in the front, you can add it in the back. But this is how you would go about, setting up your book. So then if you like everything and you approve of how it looks, whether it's on a tablet, see, this is what it would look like as a tablet. And then mobile. So you have it set up here as a mobile. If you liked how it looks and you're good to go, then you just click on export. And then from there, because the last thing I selected was to select it as a EPUB, because again, you could go in, if you don't want that per se, you can actually select PDF if you don't want an EPUB. So of course, everything is ready to be exported as a PDF. If you're good with the margins, if you're good with the layout, if you're good with everything else, all you have to do is just click on that button and begin to export. And just save it anywhere on your computer, and you will have a digital version of your book. And yes, you can also sell here. You can create a price, and based off of that price, you can be able to get at least 80% royalty from whoever purchases your book. So let's take a quick gander. We're going to go ahead and go to publish, and we're going to go to the publishing dashboard. Pretty much these here are tutorials on and guidelines on how to publish your book. This is where you compile your work and export it for, traditional publishing or for ebooks that you want to send elsewhere. But let us go to the publishing dashboard. So now what it did was it took us to the website, to the main website. This is what your dashboard looks like. And again, based on what I tell you, if you want to learn more, you just click on the tutorial and it will give you a rundown of any little tidbits that you have to offer. Of course, you have to have a complete book. These are the requirements: 18 years of age. Your book's homepage must have information. The book must contain a total of at least 5,000 words without empty elements, pages, or panels. As it says here, it has a little mention that it's now easier than ever, where publishing now requires an EPUB file. So if I had this book in an EPUB file versus the Word document that I imported, it would have been easier. And as you can see, it has already been updated to fit the new format automatically. And they recommend uploading your own EPUB below. And of course, they'll have instructions on how to do so. So of course, here's your listing page. So this is for where you are, again, going to be marketing and selling your book through Campfire. And don't get me wrong, not only can you do it through Campfire, you could also do it other places through other places else. You could do Amazon, you could do, Royal Roads. It's just that, here you can have the option of selling your books here as well. So of course, this is where, once again, you submit your book after it has been formatted. Because again, we went to publishing back in the program, and we had the option of compiling our book and exporting it into the file that they requested. So you've exported your book, you turned it into an EPUB, you submit it here, and again, see, don't have an EPUB of your book yet, compile your manuscript on Campfire. So this pretty much is self-explanatory. Now, publishing options. If you are ready to publish, you click on publish immediately. If you want to, advertise your book, you click on pre-order and select the date. You answer all the questions that is necessary. If you purchased an ISBN, you get to put it here. If you have your own website outside of Campfire, you can put it here. If you have a nickname other than using your own name, again, you put it there. So let's go to publish immediately, which means that my book is made available to read right away. And I already uploaded a cover book. This is not the cover book, but I just uploaded a cover book. And then from there, you let them know what type of genre this is, from action adventure, cozy fiction, cyberpunk. You get to check it out and you'll see for yourself. If not, you can create your and the recommended tags, so that way when people search, they know where to look for. And then of course they have the general tags. English, is it complete? Is it a series? Is it ongoing? What type of book is it? A novella, a web serial? Is it for young adults? Is it for new adults? So, and then, what is the heat level when it comes to, the little guilty pleasures? Is it a spicy novel? Is it a clean, rated G novel? So all of these things here are stuff that you want to select. And of course, if you want people to comment, leave feedback, you click on that. Of course, if you have anything that triggers people while they're reading it, make sure that you select it. If not, also, I don't know if you have the option. Yeah, so no. I thought that I could type it in and, oh wait, hold on. This is the caption. Yeah, so unfortunately, I thought that I can create my own content warnings, but if not, it's based on what they have, here. So if there are anything else, again, feel free to talk to the programmers and add other triggering words that, to warn people of the contents that are in this book. Of course, caption, pretty much like a log line in my perspective. So you're briefly just describing in 80 characters what the story is about, to help readers know what they're getting themselves into. And then of course your story blurb. Of course I haven't come up with anything just yet, so I'm just going to leave it there. Your promotional graphics. So let's see, it's probably going to be incorrect, but let me see if I can upload one of my banners. You have up to 4 optional banners based on what you want, but let me just upload one. Okay, so I just quickly uploaded an old banner that I had when I had a coffee thing, and I was trying to see if I could go for a webcomic, but that's when I decided, you know what, let me just start with a light novel and go from there. So, and here you have the options of downloading a template from which they will help give you advice, based off of size. And then of course, all rights reserved is applied to all Campfire projects. Other people may not use or adapt your work in any way without your permission. So yes, for anyone who wants to know, when it comes to self-publishing through Campfire, Campfire does not have any exclusive requirements. You, the author, retain the rights to publish, whether it is physical copies, whether it is digital copies of your book, you have the rights. And same thing for copyright. I personally like to copyright my work because, again, you never know. Not so much for Campfire, but for anyone outside, that when I start distributing this to any place else and I see it posted without my permission, I have the right to go to that person and kindly tell them to take it down. But yes, Campfire does apply the, all rights reserved, copyright thing for your work. So on the bottom, it says this page will also share your author's bio, so readers get to know who you are. So make sure your profile image and bio are ready to be shared, and you can edit both of them in your account information. If you like to publish this project under another author's name or using a pen name, here they have Read Our Publisher's account tutorial, and we've been there. It's in the very, very first video that I created, where we go back and we just go and show you what that book is, what Campfire is all about, so you could check it out in that video there. So yes, for listings, let's say I filled out all of this stuff, and let's say, for example, let's go with urban fiction, and then from there, we could do urban fantasy, superhero, and then from there, I don't do language, I don't do that. Yeah, there's nothing in here that I want to use. So, and then I don't have anything for a blurb just yet, but let's just say that I have a blurb. And then you fill out when you want to immediately publish your book. Again, if you have an ISBN number, your name, your website. So this gets saved. Let us go to the home page. What Campfire does is it creates pretty much a mini website for your book. So once again, I would upload my banner, and it says Nyisha Varan. If it was in the proper size, it would be resized to that. And then for, let's say, add extra. So let's say for extra, you want people to get to know more about your character. Well, here, again, like I said, this is, I want them to know more about Kevin. So you can take a snippet from what you worked on in Campfire, and while, as they're looking at your homepage, you can take a glimpse of the characters that you created in your story. So then you go to add extra. So now when you look, because we're going to see the what it looks like in the end, you'll see that you'll be able to, take a look at Kevin Riley and all that stuff. So here, again, your social links, because again, we are creating a homepage for my book, and you can find all of that in the account information, which I have, put on that first video. So, and again, people can leave comments here. Again, you can choose what background that you want for your home page. So I'm going to keep Campfire for now. If there's anything that you want to add here, any promotional pictures, as for these, so promotional pictures, any updates. So here, these are pretty much your updates. You have the header. And again, what's with the two lines, you just move it up. So from here, Nyisha Varan, you can put in your pictures, any media. So again, more so if you have a video, you can add a video here. Any quotes from your book, you just add it here. And again, anything extra, you just put it all here. All right. So with the extras, again, extras will appear on your book's menu as they appear below once revealed. You can create folders within each category to further organize them. Anything that you omit will not be shared. So again, if there's anything else here that I want to be added on here, all I have to do is just click on it. And other than Kevin, I could add, people can know about the Reiki system. People can know about Saragens. So all of that, I would just add in my extra, import it, so that way when you look at the homepage of my book, it will be there. So analytics is pretty much when you make this website, your homepage live, you can see how many people have, looked at your book, read your book, for how long, and the average rating, how many people have returned. And so pretty much this is, and the rating of your book, any comments. So this is pretty much what you'll be looking at to see if anyone has noticed. All right, now publishing. As you can see, right now it is private. Nobody knows this unless I release it. So right now it is hidden for everyone. If I want to share it with someone, here's the link. All I have to do is just click on it and send it to whomever that I want to send it. And then apply for publication. This is where, when you are ready to send this off, you have to have Campfire take a look at this. And as you can see, reviews may take up to 10 days, because if they see that there's something wrong that needs to be fixed, they will let you know before this actually becomes released to the masses. And yes, you have the option of whether you want to just post it for it to be free, or if you want to apply for monetization. And as you can see, they just added something here. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. By clicking Send Application, Knights of Iran Volume 1 will be submitted to review to ensure it abides our terms of service, which you would read on your own, and community guidelines, again, read on your own. So reviews may take up to 10 days. After approval, you will be able to set up your price and royalty payout information before the project goes live. And then of course here, you have the option, where do you want it? Do you want it to be distributed to every territory or certain territories? And you have the option of, where. So selling your work on Campfire. As it says, every sale on Campfire is worth more. Earn 80% royalties on all digital purchases above $2.99 and 40% for price points below $2.99. Sale analytics. Monetized projects gain access to reporting on their sales so that you can make informed decisions. And then of course, contents. Readers like to dig into settings they enjoy, so share your setting lore or extra short stories with ease. And then of course they have frequently asked questions if you want to know anything more. And so again, see, do you keep the rights to stories that you publish on Campfire? Yes, you own all your original content, be writing or images. We may feature a screenshot of your work in promotional materials to help promote the platform and bring in new writers. So yes, but your story has to be finished. Other than that, you can't publish your work. So of course it has to be finished. And here they guarantee authors will receive 80% royalties on all digital purchases. You are able to select from a range of competitive pricing to list your content for sale, and you'll be able to offer bonus content like extra short stories and or behind the scenes lore to your readers. There are no exclusivity. There's no exclusiveness clauses or contracts on Campfire. You can opt out at any time, and you can publish the same content on multiple platforms. Other platforms, however, may have exclusive clauses, so be sure to check their terms of service when choosing where to self-publish your stories. So again, that is on you. So how does it work? How does monetization work? Once you're ready to apply for monetization, your projects will undergo a short review process where we will make sure it meets all the basic requirements for monetization, which is following the guidelines and their terms of service. So by submitting your story, you are agreeing to their publishing program terms and conditions. Once it is accepted, you will need to connect your Campfire account with Stripe. So yes, Stripe is free, you just make that account, and the service we use to handle transactions and pay authors and set your prices. So now you ask yourself, what are the prices? So before I do that, here on the top right hand corner, see where you have the option to undo all. This is where you go to send in your application or review the work. So I'm going to click on preview, and as you can see, this is technically what it will look like. So as you can see, it has my name, it has my book cover. See how it has advertised the 3 extra things that you unlock as you read. So the more you read, you get a chance to unlock these 3, extras, because I'm giving you the option to take a look at my character, understand the magic system, or even read one chapter from my book. You get to write a review. You see the publication date. And then you get to view me, the profile, which again, I haven't done anything, but you get to look at the profile and you go from there. So when I click the home page, this is what your home page would look like. This is what the books here will look like, because I would have uploaded the chapters here. Again, I did the quotes. Actually, sorry. Okay, so remember when we were up in the listing page and we were looking at the home page and we were selecting, the different things that we want on our home page, I gave you the option to check out my character. Here it is. And of course, yes, if there is anything that you don't want people to see, they still give you that option. So that I'm very, very pleased and happy with. Down below, here are my social medias. Remember, I wrote a title, Knights of Iran. This would have been the quote that if I wrote the quote, it would be there. Images, if I wanted people to see images. And here are the comments in case I wanted comments. So you start reading, and it should have the first 4, chapters. But again, I haven't published anything, so technically you're not going to see anything. So let's go back to the dashboard. So pretty much this is what your homepage will look like. But once again, this is after you have, worked on it. And again, see, all rights reserved. So of course you don't have to put in a date to when you copywritten and all that stuff. It just shows you right here that they have, helped you when it comes to copyrights. But again, I also recommend that you copyright your work. Once it is finished, once the editors and everything is done, copyright your work to protect your IP. So now let us take a look at the pricing. So in order to do that, let us go to pricing up here, because again, we're at the website, not so much the platform. And we're going to go to books and bonus content. So here, this is where the author, can select what you want on your home page. Again, give the people a free first chapter to read, and then you opt them that if they want to, check out the thing, you have to purchase the book and go from there. Of course, the story extras that we told about, whether it's behind the scenes or any additional bonuses that you want. Here is the listing for prices. So based on what you want, as they said, anything below $2.99, that's based off of the royalties, I believe. Anything $2.99 and above, this is what you, the author, will receive. The royalties shown above are not net of refunds, bad debt, and any VAT, sales or other taxes charged to a customer or applied with respect to sales to a customer as set forth in the terms of service. So for more information on the calculation of royalties, please review the Campfire's self-publishing terms and conditions. So again, if you have, once you read it, and if you still don't understand it, you feel free to email these guys and, let your questions be known. But yes, so if anyone does not agree, they happily accept refunds requests for purchases made on the website or the Google Play within 7 days. So here again, for readers, this is good to know. And for authors, it's good to know when it comes to monetizing your work. So again, this is briefly publishing in a nutshell. Again, thank you guys so much for being with me. I hope this series was very helpful for those who want to venture into Campfire writing, because again, I will forever love it. I may end up purchasing the program itself instead of having to pay monthly, so I may save up and do so. And it is, to me, I find it beneficial because, again, not only can I, sell my work here, but I can also post it in multiple platforms. And that's the joy of it, because, Campfire is a community in itself. I really want to find out the benefits of their royalties versus Amazon, because I will do both and compare and contrast. If there is anybody who has already done this and has Campfire and Amazon Kindle, I would like to know your thoughts and your experience about this. And again, if there's any questions that I can't answer, feel free to check out their Discord and write to them, email them, and just see what they can do to add or take away or adjust whatever it is that you have created. Now, a friend of mine actually came to me about another program called Affinity Publisher 2. From what I've seen so far, it looks like another rendition of Adobe InDesign. And so I am willing to take a look at that, and I may actually make a tutorial. So if anyone who is interested in Affinity Publisher 2 and don't really know how to do it, I will take a look at it, and I will make a video in the future for beginners who want to actually explore that program. So stay tuned for that. But stay tuned for more videos, guys, whether it's arts and crafts, anything else with diamond painting, more figurines, or if I go out and explore and find new places. But yes, it's pretty much just one big vlogging channel that explores the things that I love most. And anyone else that is interested and, want to talk about it, hey, feel free. And if you really enjoyed this and you want to let people know about this tutorial, I ask that you like, subscribe, and share, so that way YouTube's algorithms, help spread this series out to those far and wide that are in need of this tutorial. I'll see you next time, guys, and thanks for watching.